Hello everyone, this is Basilio. Today is Thursday or Friday, and I'm answering your questions. The first question is about the rate of body mass cutting for athletes who train without using special preparations, meaning non-enhanced bodybuilders. What should the rate of overall body mass loss be to preserve muscle mass? This is what we said last time. If you lose weight too quickly, an athlete can lose a significant amount of muscle mass, which was not easy to build up. An excessively high rate of weight loss has a negative effect on muscle retention. And with slow weight loss, is the risk of losing muscle mass minimal? And the second question is, what should I do if I skip a meal? Should I compensate for the lost calories, or is it already critical within the framework of fractional nutrition? I will begin to answer you with the second question, since the answer to it is obvious. Nutrition accounts for 75% of success, so the regularity of meals plays a key role and skipping meals is unacceptable. Next Monday, a video will be released in which I will tell you in detail how to maintain proper nutrition in absolutely any circumstances. If the video is already available, an abstract with a link is attached here. I do not believe that there are such working conditions, that there are some business processes in which it is really impossible to find time to eat food, unless you are a surgeon who stands at the operating table for 12 hours without the opportunity to leave. To achieve a result where 75% of success depends on nutrition, the regularity of meals is extremely important. No skips. This is the basic rule. You might accidentally forget to brush your teeth in the morning, but if you start skipping meals, your chances of achieving results will drop to almost zero. It's like eating only at McDonald's and waiting for progress. But if it does happen that you missed a meal, then there are two possible options, depending on what stage you are currently at. You can be either in the phase of gaining muscle mass or in the period of reducing body fat, the cutting diet. If your goal is to gain weight, then skipping meals should be compensated as it is important for progress. To gain weight, the daily calorie intake should be in surplus. Yes, it is possible that with a one-time increase in food intake, insulin levels increase, which can lead to a slight increase in fat reserves. However, with a one-time violation, nothing critical will happen. It's much worse if you stay hungry. This will trigger the process of muscle breakdown, catabolism, and then you definitely won't be able to gain even 1 ounce of muscle mass. Everything is made up of little things, as they say. If you missed a meal, didn't get enough sleep, overexerted yourself in training, or made other mistakes, the result will be minimal. All of this affects progress. All this adds up, and as a result, progress will be lost. Therefore, I repeat once again, your training process, regardless of whether you are a professional athlete or not, must become a habit for you if you want to achieve results. That is, at the level of habit. It's like for a smoker to leave home without cigarettes. If he forgot his cigarettes, nothing else matters. He doesn't give a shit about work or plans. The main thing is to find cigarettes. It's the same with eating when it becomes a habit. Just as a smoker doesn't think about taking cigarettes, you shouldn't think about taking food with you. It should be an automatism for you, a part of your daily life. If you missed a meal during the cutting diet, then you don't need to make up for it. Yes, it's unpleasant, but it happened, and it happened. If you make up for the missed food, the insulin level will increase slightly, which will reduce the activity of hormones that promote lipolysis and slow down the process of burning fat reserves. Therefore, if you skip meals during the cutting diet, then nothing terrible will happen, and it is unnecessary to compensate for the calories that you did not receive. And so we smoothly move on to the issue. What should an athlete who trains without using additional medications do? Why is there so much conflicting information about this, and what rate of weight loss is considered safe to maintain muscle mass? As they say, something would not crumble. Let's quickly understand the issue related to the process that regulates the cutting diet, reducing total body weight and reducing fat reserves. The cutting diet is impossible without a calorie deficit. This is the first important aspect. When there is a shortage of calories, the body begins to actively produce hormones with lipolytic properties. That is, they promote the breakdown of fat. However, these same hormones have a catabolic effect that destroys. At the same time, these hormones affect not only adipose tissue, but also muscle fibers, which leads to their destruction. Because of this, there is no single answer. Because all athletes, all people, absolutely, all, regardless of age, gender, genetic predisposition, genetics that came from their parents, all people have different levels of testosterone. It is a hormone that suppresses catabolic processes for muscle fibers and helps to retain muscle fibers. Some people may severely restrict carbohydrates, which will lead to active fat breakdown and high catabolic processes. However, their own testosterone levels are so high that it helps them maintain muscle mass even during intense workouts. Such people quickly and efficiently get rid of excess fat layers. However, for some individuals, even slight hunger causes stress to the body. Their testosterone levels are very low, which leads to noticeable changes. They start crumbling instantly. In conditions of food scarcity, testosterone levels drop even further, quickly resulting in the breakdown of muscle definition. If you have a genetic predisposition to low body fat, you will be dry. If there is no such predisposition, there is no exact answer to the question of how much weight you need to lose per week or month in order not to lose muscle. It is very individual and depends on the level of testosterone that is present in your body. If your testosterone level remains high even with a calorie deficit, the body does not experience severe stress, and you can continue training, then you will easily maintain your muscle mass. If your level is low, then regardless of your efforts, the muscles will be destroyed, and it is almost impossible to influence this. That is why the cutting diet is not just a diet before the summer, but a complex process, which in natural training is extremely individual. Here, every athlete needs to monitor their own progress. For one, a comfortable weight loss is about half a pound a week. For another, it's a pound. Some can shed 6 to 8 pounds in a week without losing muscle mass, while for others, even a slight weight drop causes the body to break down muscles while leaving the fat tissue behind. Thank your parents for such genetics. The slightest stress, hunger, and testosterone levels drop, muscles are lost, and that's it. That is why it is important to have a competent coach who, when using the natural cutting diet, will monitor the athlete's condition on a weekly basis. And he will control that the fat-burning process is accompanied by minimal loss of muscle mass. If you have a trainer, he will help you track these changes. This is the second important aspect. And the third aspect is related to what we are talking about. It is for this reason that I do not recommend beginners to immediately purchase a gym membership. Because if you have excess fat mass, that is, excess weight is mainly due to fat, then you belong to the majority of gym visitors. People with a low percentage of body fat and a lean build come to the gym much less often. Most often those who have a certain level of body fat go there. A person comes to the gym and immediately starts doing strength training, instead of first getting their weight and body mass index to an optimal level. They begin eating with a calorie surplus, aiming to build muscle mass. Yes, they'll gain meat, but they'll also pack on even more fat, since they already had an excess of it to begin with. Adipose tissue has a feature. The more it is initially, the easier it accumulates further. A person hopes that he can easily, naturally get rid of it and achieve a relief body like Phil Heath's, but in practice it turns out to be much more difficult, and nothing happens. That's why, before starting the training process, it would be worth first reducing the percentage of body fat. In doing so, some muscle tissue might be lost as well, but without prior training, you wouldn't have significant hypertrophy anyway, meaning there'd be no need to worry about substantial muscle mass losses if you've already been doing strength training with weights. Now you already have hypertrophied muscle mass, and you have started the cutting diet. The process, as I said, largely depends on the individual characteristics of the body. But if you were overweight initially, then there is a very high probability that you will lose muscle mass first, and only then fat burning will begin. Well, of course, no one will tell you about this at the fitness club. The main thing there is to sell a subscription. So if you have any questions, write to freshlife28.ru. Subscribe to the channel so that you don't miss new releases. Basilio was with you. See you soon. Bye-bye.